Hey, what's up? What's up? How's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully you are having a great night and a wonderful start to a long weekend. I'm going to get my webcam showing on here. Now, everybody must take note of the fact that it's going to be a little slower process. All of you know that I had to have some dental work, and so it's going to be a little longer night for me, but I'm really excited to be here. Whew, man, excited to get things going and get you guys in the right direction. Okay, so to answer some of your questions, I see people already asking. Yes, I basically ended up having to do a root canal instead of the full-blown surgery, so I'm thankful for that. But the idea of doing a webinar after a root canal is not really ideal. Yeah. Anyway, I'm sure if you've ever been to the dentist, you understand this. Like, your lips get super like chapped because your mouth's open and you're breathing and all this. So anyway, my lips hurt, my face hurts, my tooth hurts, everything hurts, but I'm here. So that's all that really matters, right? Is that I'm here, and we've got some time together tonight to do some cool stuff, and hopefully to be able to help you guys with some of the processes that we're using to make money on the internet. I did want to say something else to you, and it's this idea of creating an ecosystem that allows you to be able to make money. You know, a lot of people, somebody was asking me the other day, they were asking me, you know, and it was actually earlier this week, they're asking me, you know, what traits do you have to have if you want to be a millionaire? And I just kind of looked at them like, what? Like, what is somehow we've arbitrarily put this number in our heads that like $1 million is somehow so much greater than like 950,000 or 700,000, you know? It's just more, right? But why is it a term? Why isn't it like, you know, 7 million, the number that everybody's like in awe over? It's always this whole idea of being a millionaire. And they said, what's the thing? Like Anthony, what's the trait? What's the thought process? Like, what's the thing that needs to happen if you want to be a millionaire? And I said, you know, there's a couple of key techniques, a couple of key things, and that's really it. And the rest of it is all about execution. And so I'm going to give you those couple of things as we kick off tonight's webinar, because we have a lot to cover, but I want you to always keep these things in mind, okay? Number one, to be a successful person, to reach that $1 million level that people have put this stigma on, you have to be driven. So write that down, driven. You know, a lot of people say lead with purpose. A lot of people say find your why. You know, I've articulated it that way, but at the end of the day, it's driven. It doesn't necessarily matter what's driving you. You just have to be driven, okay? So being driven is the number one thing, all right? Got to be driven, because listen, there's going to be rough days, right, as an entrepreneur. Today is one of them for me, right? Nobody wants to have all of this, you know, drilling and poking and all this, and then have to talk, right? And have to smile and have to, you know, I mean, when you feel bad, you feel bad, right? And you want to be able to go lay down and just feel bad. But as an entrepreneur, you can't do that, you know, and especially, and here's the thing, is you don't want to do that if you're driven, right? Like, I'm a driven person. I love what I do. Like I love to get on the Success Connection and figure out, how am I going to make an impact on you tonight? Like, what am I going to do? What am I going to say? What am I going to be able to point out that's going to leave a lasting impression on you tonight? What am I going to be able to do? And how many of you are going to go right into our Facebook group and talk about that impression that I left, right? And how many of you are going to be able to act on that? Like, that's what drives me. So I'm driven. I don't want to take a night off. I don't want to take a week off. I don't want to take, in fact, Roger from my team, a lot of you know Roger. You've seen him. He's been a guest on here with me before. He said, Anthony, I'll do the Success Connection for you. He said, I'll teach. I'll teach him Facebook ads and everybody will love it. And I said, no. I said, I'm getting on there. I'm doing my training. This is my time. But see, I'm driven, right? So you got to be driven. All right, that's the first technique or the first trait. The second one is you got to be bulletproof, right? You got to be bulletproof. And here's what I mean by that. You cannot let every little thing that goes wrong send you into a downward spiral of negativity, of questioning your own self, questioning the people you're following and you're working with, of just absolute insanity, right? You can't allow it. If you allow the small little negative things to drive you down, you will never ever keep your head above the water. So like most people in the world, okay, if you think about it, it's like us treading water, we're swimming, right? Most people in the world are ducking below and coming up, and they're ducking below and they're coming up. And you hear people say, I'm just fighting to keep my head above the water, right? That's the norm. Like that is the norm. And so when one little thing happens, like a wave hits and it knocks you in the side of the face, man, you just fall and you drown, right? As an entrepreneur, you got to be bulletproof. You got to be so far, have your head so far above that water that waves can hit you, the sun can be beaten, there could be a whale smack you with its tail, I don't know. There could all kinds of stuff could happen, but you ain't falling below that surface. You see what I'm saying? You got to be bulletproof. You've got to be Teflon. You've got to eliminate all of the emotions, right? And emotions are what get us. You've got to eliminate the emotion from the equation, right? It's a very hard thing to do, but it's something that's so necessary, so important, right? So vital to your success. Take the emotion out and focus on the logic, focus on the numbers, focus on the data. But don't focus on the, well, I wish it was this way, or he said something I didn't like, or this person didn't do this. The emotion, right? Or, oh my God, I lost $1, or I lost $10, or I broke this, or I set this funnel up wrong. Like the emotions are what take you and just go boom, 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 and you just spiral down. It's like a helicopter crashing, right? You got to be bulletproof, okay? So be driven, be bulletproof, be informed. Entrepreneurs are informed. Successful entrepreneurs, millionaire entrepreneurs are informed, okay? A lot of people interpret that as read books. Maybe. I don't read books, right? That's not how I'm informed. I want to be informed on the things that I know I need to know, right? I don't care what's happening in 3 states from here in the real estate market because I'm not in that market, right? I don't care what's happening around the country with whatever, just pick an industry, right? With the shipping industry, right? I'm not in it. What I want to do is I want to be informed about the things that matter to me and my business, okay? And I want to keep my focus on those things. And that being informed can mean, researching. It could mean connecting with and networking with people and things in your industry, educating yourself, right, on the things that really matter. So being informed. So driven, bulletproof, and informed. If you can be those 3 things, okay, if you can be those 3 things, you have the mental capacity to scale to a millionaire level, right? You have the mental strength to scale to what it takes to be, a millionaire. A lot of people talk about, man, if I was actually just on the phone with somebody, his boss is a billionaire with a B. And we were just discussing this. And he said to me, he said, man, Anthony, I can't tell you how many times people come up to him and say, if I had your money, I would, How many of you ever heard anybody say that before to somebody or to you? Yeah, if I had your money, People don't realize that with money comes problems. Comes responsibilities, right? There's so many different levels to the game. And so with that money comes all these responsibilities and all of these problems and all these things. And if you don't have that mental strength, and if your mind's not set right, you'll just crash and burn. You'll fall. So these are the 3 things that I find to be very, very key. And I wanted to share them with you right out of the gate tonight, okay? So I want to open up with a little positivity and something that could really help shape the rest of the event and the rest of the night for us here. Listen, of course, you guys know my name is Anthony Morrison. For those of you that are new, welcome to the Success Connection. You've picked a great time to be here just because, well, I'm here. So I'm excited to have you here. It's a great time for me because without you here, I'd be speaking to nobody. Instead, I'm speaking to 1,001 people. So that's really awesome, and I appreciate it. What I'd love for you guys to do is, if you are here with me right now, go to the Facebook group. You can see it on the link on the screen right there, go.vsc.com/group. And I want you to tell everybody you are live on the Success Connection and that there are 3 traits that you must have to be a millionaire. You must be driven, okay? You must be bulletproof, and you must be informed. I want you to put those 3 traits and tell everybody to get their butts on the Success Connection course. They probably won't be able to get on because we're full, but you know, still, it teaches people to be early. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Nick. Nick, I want you to go ahead and pick one person. Let's give away $50 to one person that does this in the next 5 minutes or so. So Nick is going to find somebody and post under your name. He'll say you've won $50, and we'll get your PayPal address. So go there now. It's go.vsc.com/group. All right. Do that on my Facebook page. Now, for those of you that are new, and it's actually my Facebook group. For those of you that are new, we build businesses together here on the Success Connection, and I'd like to say they're great businesses. Sometimes they're unconventional, right? They're not, I would say they're not the norm, right? We don't do the norm that everybody else does. But the Success Connection is not a continuation of any kind of trainings that we've done in the past. It's not a continuation of your Partner with Anthony class or anything like that. The Success Connection is truly a different event, right? And I put this together because I wanted to be able to teach people, what was happening, what we were doing, and really just what was working in the industry, right? And so this gives me a platform to be able to do that, and I'm really excited about it because it's allowed us to build a lot of businesses together. Many people think that the Success Connection is just a little bit of training. It's like, oh well, we're just going to educate you a little bit. That's not the case. Like, what we're doing here is we're teaching you, like truly teaching you what's working right now, what's working today, right? And I think that's super, super important. And so I am excited to be able to share these things with you. And of course, if you're somebody who's been here for 5 years, then well, thank you for continuing to share Thursday nights with me. So what I want to do is break into and talk about what we plan to do, all right, and what our business model is right now. So I'm going to pull this up real quick so you guys can see this. This is Udemy, okay, and you can see this is like a whole month, or this is like the last 12 months. But you guys can see that my earnings are now up to $210, okay? So $210 for my course, right? So I'm up to $210, which I think is pretty good, right? And so what we've been talking about is building a business, putting it on Udemy, and basically letting me film courses for you, okay? Now, in the breakdown of that, let me pull up my trusty whiteboard. In the breakdown of that, I said, okay, I'm going to show you guys how I break down a course, how I come up with what's going to be in that course. And I think that's important. Remember, I'm going to come up with this, then I'm going to film these for you, okay? So that's important for you to know. You don't have to film them for yourself. I'm going to film them for you. You're going to be able to upload them to Udemy. You're going to be able to sell them as your own, and you're going to be able to make money from them. But I wanted you to vote on which ones, which topics we would do 3 courses on. So if you look right here in the red, are the numbers of votes that we got. Okay, so we got 150 for affiliate marketing. We got 170 for email marketing. We got 149 for Clubhouse, 186 for ClickFunnels, 115 for ClickBank, and 178 for Instagram. All right. So in looking at the three or the numbers, it tells me that obviously ClickFunnels was the number one. All right, so ClickFunnels was the number one vote getter. Instagram was the number two vote getter. And email marketing was the number three vote getter. Okay, so that's the three that got the most votes. Clubhouse got a small amount of votes. I saw a lot of you saying that that with Clubhouse, you were worried about the fact that there was no Android available for it. That just means it's got more potential to explode, right? You with me? You with me? Yes? Okay. I mean, there's literally people that are going out getting cell phones, like Apple phones, just to deal, like just so they could be on Clubhouse. That's how crazy it is. So I'm gonna sit down for the rest of the night here. Hold on one second. You guys are gonna come on a ride with me. All right, down we go. Face is just hurting a little bit too bad to be moving around so much. All right, so basically, you know, a lot of you said Clubhouse was kind of a scary thing to you because there weren't as many people on there, but ultimately I think Clubhouse would still have been a great choice. It's definitely one of the hottest things right now, but the people have spoken, you know, the people have spoken. Now, what I will say is this: I'm going to pose another vote. Okay, I put this one on here, Instagram. The problem I think with Instagram is that there's not like a singular purpose for it, right? Meaning what everybody uses it for something different. I might use it to just grow my following so I'm an influencer. I might use it to grow my following so I can push people to my DMs and sell stuff. I might use it so I could grow my following to push people to a link in my bio. There's a lot of training that can be done on it, but I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to revote on this, and these three. We'll take this one out because it clearly didn't get many votes. Only because I don't know, and we'll see. We'll try to flesh it out right now because we're going to draw the syllabus out. So let's do the email marketing one first. All right. So email marketing. All right. So this is going to be the syllabus, if you will, for the course. So this is kind of what I go through when I'm breaking down what I'm going to put in a course. So I kind of look at it and I say, okay, what are the chunks? What are the pillars of email marketing, right? Well, you've got list building, because you got to have a list if you're going to send any emails. So you got list building. Okay. Then after list building, you've got sending emails. Okay. So there's that. And then you've got profiting. Okay. So these are kind of the three pillars, right? So we look at this, these are the three sections. All right. Now what we do is once we look at those three sections, we try to break down each section into its own, you know, specific piece, if you will, right? So how does that work? All right. So let me show you how that works. So list building, we'll break that down. Can anybody tell me what some good modules would be for list building? Okay. Just put them in the chat box. All right. All right, very good. I can see that. Somebody just listed 7 things at one time. How did you even type that fast? No. Okay. So I see some of them that are coming in, and some of these are pretty good. All right. So I would say I would call it like the basic terms, because I think it's important to understand what the basic terms really are, right? And so I think that's important. So we're gonna do that. Okay. So we'll put that in there. All right. Then you probably want to go after basic terms for list building. Okay. We're literally just talking about building your list. I think the next thing you want to talk about is your opt-in page, because you want to be able to explain to people what that opt-in page is and how to optimize your opt-in page. So this would be like all things opt-in pages. Okay. Does that make sense to everybody? Just give me a big yes. Okay. All right. All right. I see everybody saying yes. All right. Very good. All right. Cool. Cool. All right. So the opt-in page. Then I would start talking about things like quality or quantity. So what you're doing is you're building out this agenda. You're taking the one major piece, list building, okay, and you're building out an agenda here, okay, that allows you to break down all these pieces of this overall thing into the small little basic pieces that are necessary. Okay, so this is what we do. All right, so is everybody good with that so far? Yes. All right, so this is the process. So basically this is going to be the course that I create for you, right? So you're going to be able to sell this. So we have basic terms, we have our opt-in page, we have quality or quantity, okay? And then a lot of times, I start talking about the premium / giveaway. So what we do is we start talking about what is the giveaway going to be? What can we give to people to make them opt in? Does that make sense to everybody? All right, very good. Sorry, my face is still numb. Like from 10:15 this morning till I think about 12. And then I still have numbness up here, right? You can see the red, see this? Like it didn't go well for me this morning. It hurt, but I guess it's just part of the process. At least it wasn't the bad surgery, right? I mean, like the bad surgery, they have to cut your gums off. They have to do, all this stuff. It's bad. So yeah, not ideal at all. So, all right, not my favorite. All right, so it's very hard for me to concentrate too, by the way, because I take a lot of pain medicine. So just please bear with me if you don't mind, okay? Forgive me because I've had a rough day, all right? So premium giveaway, all right. So these are the things I would focus on for my list building. Now, you don't want to go too deep into the different subjects, right? Because remember, you're selling a cheap course on Udemy. You don't want this to be like a $4,000 course, right? Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. All right. Very good. All right. Very, very good. Yeah. Somebody said, but you give so much in your $7 course. Yes, I do. By the way, my chat box is on this now is down here. So that's why you see me look, and my iPad too. So for me to draw, I'm looking straight down, unfortunately. Okay, so list building. Then I would break down sending emails. Okay, let's say sending emails. And I'll break this down, okay? I'm probably gonna have basics, okay? Our basic steps, okay? You always wanna start something with like basics, okay? Like the very basics, all right? And then you can build from that, if that makes sense to you, right? You always wanna be able to build from this, okay? Let's see. So basic steps. Now, sending emails, all right? Look, you'll want to have copy strategies. So that's the copywriting, if you will. Then you'll want to have, and this is super important, link strategies. So it's like, hey, if I write my emails, okay, then there's all of these linking strategies, right? Because links matter. They just do. How many links? Like how many people have ever written an email where you see like 12 links in the email? It just goes to spam filters, right? It's not going to go straight to their inbox because you're putting links in it. But then you also don't want to have things that are linked not enough, right? So there's like all of these different things that that you have to take into consideration. So I would talk about link strategies. Then I would talk about timing, or maybe I would call it time strategies, since we're sticking with that, right? And this would just be how often I'm sending my emails, right? So this would probably be a good, a good quality 4-step process to sending. Does anybody agree or disagree? Just let me know. Okay. Terry says, I agree. I agree, I agree, or I agree. Okay. Okay, cool. Just making sure you all agree. Feel free to disagree with me. I know I'm a little loopy. I thought about letting Roger do it tonight. I really did, but I just can't pass it off. So I'm sorry. You still get good information from me. I'm just a little like, loopy. So I don't know. I have a hard time. I have a hard time like with the pain medicine. It doesn't ever do well for me, so I'm sorry. It just makes me a little loopy, right? All right, so sending emails, we got that figured out. Profiting. Oops. Remember that people that are buying this might not have a way to make money yet, okay? So they may not have a way to actually make any money off of their emails that they're sending, all right? So if that's the case, we might talk about CPC opportunities. That's where you can just get paid per click, okay? And then affiliate opportunities, all right? So affiliate marketing opportunities. You might have solo ads, right? So this could be from people who are just wanting to learn how to make money, right? If that makes sense, right? Like they just want to learn how to do email marketing so they can make money. And so if that's the case and that's their goal, well then obviously it's beneficial for us to show them, like exactly how that can be done. You see what I'm saying? Let's see. All right, so email marketing. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 11 modules, right? You're only charging $10 for this, $20. $1 or $2 per module is probably okay, right? I would think it would be smart to have at least 10 modules in here, because without 10 modules, it'll seem too small, right? So, but you have to keep it under 2 hours. I don't know if that's the correct way of doing that, so I'm just gonna say under 2 hours. Now let me tell you why these have to be under 2 hours. Because it has to be under 2 hours if you're going to offer it for free. And remember, our strategy is offer it for free, okay? And then once I offer it for free, get a bunch of reviews, and then I'm going to sell it. Do I remember that? Yes. Okay, perfect. All right, very good. Okay, very, very good. All right, so that's why we have to keep this under 2 hours. All right, let's do the next one. What was the next one? It's down here. ClickFunnels. All right. Now, I think that ClickFunnels is a little different because it's a how-to. Okay, it's more of a how-to guide than it is like total information that's arbitrary, right? It's like how to build this page, how to do this, how to do that. So it's a little bit different, than the others. Does that make sense? Okay, very good. All right, so it makes sense. So we have to break this down. And this one's a little bit tougher, but I would say that part of the things is what are funnels? So let's educate the crowd on what funnels are. And then let's talk about the types of funnels. Okay, so we'll talk about the types, right? Does that make sense, everybody? All right, very good. And can anybody break down some of those types for me? I want to see if you guys know what the different types are. Okay. All right, very good, very good. All right, cool. So I see some of you post them in there. We're gonna break them down in a second. So the different types of funnels, okay. I think one of the other things that's important inside of ClickFunnels is understanding the email follow-ups. This is more of a how to use it, right? So you got to remember, when you're teaching something like a software, it's how to use it. It's not a strategy, it's a how-to, okay? And I think that's the most important thing. And does everybody understand that? Okay. Okay. Okay, very good. All right, so I want it to be very clear because I want you to be able to create these things on your own, okay? And a how-to is harder to break down in a syllabus fashion like this. And the reason it's harder to break down is because you don't really know, like, okay, do we want to break down, for instance, we have types of funnels, and then maybe we have something called using ClickFunnels, right? Okay, so we have using ClickFunnels. And then we go over here and we say using ClickFunnels. And then we could break this down into creating pages, okay? Customize your domain, all right? Because obviously one of the first things you're gonna do is create a page. To do that, you're gonna customize your domain. Then it might be adding elements. So elements are all of the different, like the different things you can pull into a ClickFunnels page, right? And this is where it gets like where you kind of get into the weeds when you're trying to create something about a how-to software. Which ones are we going to talk about, right? I mean, there's a ton of elements. You can add timers, you can add subheadlines, you can add headlines. Well, you don't want a module for all of those. That's kind of crazy. So what I would do is something like this. I'm using ClickFunnels, okay? I'm gonna have something like this. I'm gonna have an adding elements, and I'm gonna talk about each one of the elements in there. Make sense to everybody? Okay, I think another one would be updating SEO data, because each one of your ClickFunnels pages allows you to update the page to have SEO friendly like meta tags and such, which we've taught you guys how to do, but some of you may not be doing it. This is important because this is something that people don't even know they need to do, right? But it's something that they most definitely do need to do. So I think those four elements get you started. Yeah, those 4 elements get you started with ClickFunnels. Like you're creating a page, you're customizing your domain, you're adding in some elements to the page, and you're updating your SEO, right? So you're optimizing for SEO. Then if you do like, what are funnels? All right. This is the definition and the use case. All right, so I would say, what are funnels? I mean, that's where we're going to talk about the funnels are different from web pages, right? You've got to differentiate. If you're going to talk about ClickFunnels, you know, you really do. You have to differentiate like a funnel from a website. That's got to be done. All right, so you have the definition, you have use cases. Then we'll go with types of funnels. All right. And what we'll do is we'll break that down and we'll have like the tripwire funnel. We'll have the free book funnel. Maybe we'll have the auto webinar funnel. And we'll have the VSL funnel. So those are probably 4 of the most popular. Thing is when you're selling this course and you're telling people you're going to teach them these particular funnels, this becomes a massive value add, right? Because most people, when they buy ClickFunnels, they're looking to build a specific funnel. And for most people, it's probably one of these 4 funnels. These are the 4 most popular funnels. So if we're teaching people how to do those 4 funnels inside of here, I think ultimately we're gonna attract the right audience. We're gonna attract people that are like, yeah, I want to do this. I want to learn this. This is awesome. So I'd be pretty happy with this. And then you've got email follow-ups. Okay. All right, so in this one, remember, we're not teaching email marketing. We're just going to teach how to set up and then how to activate. Okay, because this is not a course on like specific education. This is how to, and that's something you got to remember up here. You got to break that down. When you film courses that are teaching people how to use software, you can't go into email marketing and start teaching all the stuff you taught up here, right, down in here. But here's the thing. I always talk to you guys about seeding. When you're in this course right here and you're filming the setup and the activate, I'd be telling people about my other course on Udemy that teaches email marketing. Because now everybody that buys this course is going to hear about this course. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, very good. See lots of yeses. That's what I want to hear. All right, awesome. So we got email marketing, we got ClickFunnels. Okay, now the Instagram, let's see, the Instagram course. All right, I think that most people want to understand growth. So how to grow their account. Monetize, so how to make money, and then I really think, honestly, I almost think you could break it into just those 2 pieces. Let's look. All right, growth. All right, So this would be strategies to teach people how to grow their Instagram accounts. First thing I'd say is don't buy followers. Okay, so I'd say don't buy followers, and we teach them why they shouldn't buy followers, because that's the first thing you want to teach people, is not to do something that's going to ban their account. Then I would teach maybe loops. I would teach shout outs. Okay, I think those are smart. Then I would teach, mess that up. I would teach hashtags. And I would teach content. So how do you grow your account? You want to put up a lot of content, okay? You want to utilize hashtags, and then there's loops and there's shout outs, which work really, really well. Now, how do we monetize our account? Okay, so how do we make money from it? Well, there's the link in bio. All right, there's paid post and stories. All right, and paid posts and stories would be people that are basically telling you to do a shout out for them, right? So it's interesting. Then there can be brand deals. Okay, so a lot of people will get actual brand deals from stuff. So they'll be able to negotiate for Coca-Cola to just pay them to just drink Coke in their posts. So big brand deals, right? Then there's the link in your bio, and then there's the DMs. It all goes down in the DMs, as they say, right? So these would be modules that I can see very easily that we could film on that would do really well. So I'll take back this whole needing to revote thing. I think that module will do well on Instagram. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to film these courses. All right. So this is kind of, I would say, next steps. I'm going to film course number 1. I'm going to release it. Then I'm going to show you how to post it to Udemy. Okay, so I'm going to film course 1, I'm going to release course 1, and I'm going to show you how to post it to Udemy. Maybe I should just say next week. All right, so I should just say release course 1. All right, and then number 2 is I'm going to show you how to post this on Udemy. So I'm going to walk you through how to actually post it onto Udemy, okay? Because I think that's really important. How you post it, the things you put into it, the settings you turn on and off can dramatically change how many people see it and how many people will buy it, okay? So I think that's important. So I'm going to show you how to post it to Udemy, all right? And I guess that's actually really just number 2 on the agenda here. And then number 3 is if you post in the Facebook group every day, now till next SC, you'll get $100 giveaway, and Nick will pick the winner. All right, so Nick will be picking a winner tonight. for somebody to win $100 that's posted in our Facebook group every day since last week. Now, why do I do this? It's really just to motivate you to get inside of our group and really do what, you know, what you should be doing, right? Communicate. And by the way, I want to say I'm super proud, excited, whatever you want to call it, of the quality of content that's being posted in the Facebook group right now. You guys are doing a great job. You're helping each other. You're pushing each other. You're just doing so well. And so I'm really, really excited for all of you and appreciative that you're helping each other. So make sure that you're posting in that Facebook group every single day between now and next week. And then next week, I'm going to release this to you, right? I'm going to release this first course we just broke down together. And you got a good idea of kind of how my brain works to break these courses down. I break them into a big chunk, then I subdivide that into little pieces. And that seems to work really, really well. Also want to just take a second to say I'm sorry to everybody that I know I fumbled around a little bit. You know, I just don't, I'm sorry. I don't feel well at all. I've had a root, you know, obviously had a root canal this morning, which still hurts. And then my cousin, the one that passed away on a Thursday afternoon a few years back in a motorcycle accident, he would have been 30 years old, and such a tough, would have been 30 years old today, so such a tough thing to comprehend, and every year it's tough. But I guess there's something about, you know, your 30th birthday and your 21st birthday and things like that are just milestones that make it just make it that much more difficult to shake, you know. So wasn't really in the best headspace to be live and talking to 1,000 people. But like I said earlier, I'm driven to try to do my best. Sometimes my best sucks. I kind of feel like probably tonight was one of those nights. I'm given one pass, I guess, each year, right? For not being just on point. But a lot of times it's like I told you, I have a thing in my hallway, in my office that says, you know, you don't have to you know, you don't have to be great to you know, to show up. Like, you don't have to be great to be here, but you got to show up if you ever want to be great. You know what I mean? And it's like, I have to show up. And so I show up every Thursday, good, bad, or indifferent, right? And that may not be great, but I got a shot at it. I got a chance because I showed up, you know? And I think it's a good example for each one of you, that no matter what's going on in life, no matter what life throws your way, no matter what obstacles hit you, you got to show up, right? If you want to be successful as an entrepreneur and in business, you got to show up. That's the first step, right? You got to show up to this training. You got to show up to that, you know, to my webinars. When I send you emails, you got to show up. You know, when I tell you to go get in our Facebook group, you got to show up. You have to show up to be successful. No successful person got there by not showing up. And so I try to lead by example. And that's what, you know, that's what we did tonight. I showed up. But, you know, some of you are probably going to be laughing at me in that Facebook group after this, because I know you can tell I'm loopy. But it's just part of the process, you know what I mean? Luckily, my tooth will be well, and you guys will get the normal Anthony instead of somebody going, oh, every 2 seconds like I've been doing for the last month. So there's that we can be thankful for. All right. Let me show you your student resources. For those of you that are new, we have the Student Resource Center here. This is where you can just basically get everything that we've ever done on the Success Connection. If you want to join our Facebook group, boom, you know, you can get it like right here, right? You can go right there to join it. You can follow me on YouTube. If you're not following me on YouTube, you should be. You can learn an awful lot from me on YouTube for free. learn how to run your YouTube channel, for instance. But you can click right here to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Then of course there's ClickFunnels. If you're new, you got to have ClickFunnels in order to successfully do the things that we're doing. We share funnels, we share businesses. You know, like all these yellow ones that you see here, like all these yellow lines, these are businesses, right? So I mean, all of these things are you know, like full-blown businesses. This one was built by Russell Brunson, right? And all of these ones in this yellow line right here, these are full businesses that you can download. See all these download buttons? But they all happen, they're all built in ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels allows us to be able to share these things with you. And so basically, if you don't have ClickFunnels, you can still be here. You just can't download all these assets. You can't get all these free things that we build for you. So if you get ClickFunnels right here, it's a free trial. Okay, so you get a free trial for a couple weeks to ClickFunnels, which is great. You can go in here and download all these, all these different businesses. But the download links stop working tonight at midnight. So what that means is you got to do it tonight. You got to do it quick, because at midnight the download links quit working. Now, is that to pressure you into anything? No. Most everybody on here already has ClickFunnels. There's very few of you that don't. It's because people steal our content, steal our businesses, and put them all over the place, and we don't like that. And so we lock them down at midnight. We reopen them next Thursday. But if you want your own businesses built for you, like I'm talking all the funnel pages, all the scripts, all the emails, it's all in here, like an entire YouTube business right here, teaching people YouTube. Like all of this stuff is done for you. All you got to do is download it. This is years worth of stuff. So we never leave you behind. Just because you joined tonight, maybe for the first time, doesn't mean you don't deserve to have everything that everybody that's been here has. And so that's the reason why I give you this, okay? So how do you get here and how do you get all of that? Let me just pull that up for you real quick, all right? You'll go here, go.vsc.com/funnel, and the password for tonight, I've left it this way all year because it goes on and off based on the time anyway. So the password is Udemy. I'm going to keep it Udemy so that it's easy. I find sometimes we change the password so much people can't get in. So it's go.vsc.com/funnel, and the password is Udemy, U-D-E-M-Y, Udemy, okay? And that's going to take you right here. That's going to get you in to the Student Resource Center, where you can get access to our Facebook group. You can get all of your funnels for free. You can get ClickFunnels right now if you don't have it. Like, you can get yourself set up, get all the tools and all the resources you need to start building your business. Once we get past the Udemy thing, which is really just like, I stumbled upon it. You see, I made $210 in the last month, and I've done nothing. Like, I just have done nothing. And so I wanted to teach you guys how to do this. This is not something I have a course on. It's not something I teach normally, but it's made me free money, and I'm always looking out for you. I'm always trying to find, like, wait a minute, that was free money. How could I get that to my students, you know? And that's the reason I'm going to go film next week, like, all these courses for you, hours of content that you're going to sell and make money on. Not me. I won't compete with you. It'll be all yours. So, I'm always just trying to do the right thing by you, and hopefully you know that, right? So you can go here, go.vsc.com/funnel. The password is Udemy. That's going to take you to your Student Resource Center. I want to thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for being with me tonight as I've kind of fumbled along. My face hurts, my lips are chapped. My head hurts, but I'm here, and I wouldn't rather be anywhere else. So I want to thank you all for being here. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you have a safe weekend. And like I always say, do a little something this weekend that other people aren't doing. Get ahead of the game. That is the key to success, is just being ahead of everybody else, right? So step into Monday ahead of everybody else, and you'll be on the right track for success. I look forward to seeing you all next week right here, same place, same time, on the Success Connection. Take care, everybody. Good night.